Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Let me check my mic levels. Check my mic levels. Check, check. Shalom, shalom, beloved. How's everybody doing today? I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place. Hope everybody's in a good place. We're going to get started in 1 second. Give a few more people time to check in, to tap in. We're going to get this going. We're going to have a good time tonight. And I'm going to work it. Let me turn L&L down. I'm going to do a little bit better in regards to giving advance warning, sending out flyers. We're going to do all that. I'm going to do a little bit better. Okay. That mic check is good. I love it. I love it. Give me 1 second. Because we're going to talk about some things today. We're going to talk about what do you want? What do you want, family? And I'm not here to try to tell you what you should want. I think that it's imperative for us just to be able to look at it critically, objectively, for the benefit of the whole. Is that all right? Or for the benefit of what you say that you want. Because a lot of people say what they want, but they don't have the actions to make it happen. So are we good? We're good. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me just make sure that my feed is good. So yeah. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Shalom, shalom, family. I am Haji Golightly. I'm the son of William, who was the son of Daniel, who was the son of Freeman, who was the son of George. I thank the Most High for these great men that I came through. I thank him for my mother, for my matriarch that loved me enough to bring me here. I didn't miscarry. She didn't miscarry. So I'm thankful for that. I definitely give the Most High all, all the proper reverence that he deserves. And I do that in reverence and deference of his only begotten son. So check it out, family. We're going to talk about something that that's kind of been on my heart. Maybe I look at our videos, I look at the things that we share, and we may not get a lot of likes, we may not get a lot of views, and we don't do it for that anyway. However, we do have I do have several conversations on the back end of the things that I share. I may have someone DM me. I may have someone that calls me directly. It could be a text message. People that you don't even know that are following you, who never chime in on the chat, who may never send you a message, but your message is getting out there. So that's an encouragement for those who may be, just rather reluctant to share, that you never know how your message is being received and the impact that it's going to have, because it may be something that triggers in somebody a year later, 2 years later. So when you do it, and you do it out of a pure place, you do it because you've been one directed to do it. The Most High has just put this burden on you where you just feel like, I gotta do it. I would be fine by myself. I would be fine just focusing on my family and my businesses. Shout out to House of Daweed. They are sponsoring this video. A lot of the things that you see are on our website. So if you want to be a part of what we're doing, definitely go to houseofdaweed.com and you can support. Same thing on Facebook, on Instagram, all of that. You can go, a lot of the all of the necklaces and bracelets and rings that I wear are from my jewelry company. Some people may have known me from some time ago, man. I've done a lot of things in my life. Let me tell y'all, before we get started on what do you want, let me give y'all a little bit of my history. I was Cincinnati birthed. Aniston was my turf. I ain't finna go into no spoken word, but grew up in Aniston, Alabama, man. Grew up in just a small town in Alabama. Uh, Grew up in the projects. Grew up just being caught up in a lot of things at an early age. But I thank the Most High that even at that early age, He had His hand on me. You understand? He was with me. I can look back over my life and see things that cause other people to be destroyed, to lose their mind, to lose their life. He protected me through those things. So I can see that he was with me. And for that, I'm eternally thankful and grateful. I had, a lot of things that I had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Went into the Navy. I was in the Navy for 8 years. Had a son when I was 20. Got married. Had two more sons. So by that time I was 23, I had three sons. 23 with three sons, man. And that was a trying period in my life. But the Father, like, I just love him because he's so sovereign that what like it caused me to mature faster. It caused me to grow up faster. So maybe the things that I wanted that the world was telling me that I should have, I didn't even have the opportunity to have those things because I was caught up with raising children, with raising sons at an early age. And now I'm still a young man, still a young man, but I got older sons. And it's been a challenge because the challenge has been I had my sons early, but in that, man, I was always in love with the Most High, loved him, and check it out, y'all. I was a young man. I was like 21, 22, 23. I was celibate for like 2.5 years. Celibate in the military. And that's not easy because in the military, everybody's away from home. They're looking for a little bit of companionship. I'm in school, I'm studying. The sisters want to come over and study with you. And, we may have been doing, chemistry and physics, but they want to put some anatomy on the table. Yeah, I mean, y'all, you know what I'm talking about. Told our sister Kim, blessings to your house. Appreciate you. Hope that you feel better. Hope that you're now in a better place. But as a young man, you're going to have those trills. But I knew what I wanted, and what I wanted was not that. I did not want to. Let's just say at that time, but I wanted to be closer to the Most High. And so, what we're going to talk about tonight is what do you want? What do you want? A lot of people may say that they want certain things. They want to be close to the Most High. And man, I'm already jumping ahead of myself. People say that they want to be close to the Most High, but are you willing to do what is prerequisite in order to increase your proximity, your connection with Him, your entanglements with Him? Are you willing to do what was necessary? Now, I gave the story that as a young man, I was willing to do that. I was willing to deny myself. And now I have sons who are celibate, who are in their 20s, who are walking in the way of Torah. I don't feel like they would be able to do that if I did not sacrifice when it was time for me to sacrifice. If I wasn't willing to get on the altar, they may not have been willing to get on an altar and sacrifice their desires because the world just tell them, hey man, go do your thing, do you. Growing up in Christianity, it was do whatever you want. Do as thou wilt. The Father will forgive you. Just pray in Jesus' name. And it's all gonna be all right. He gonna forgive you. And you can go right back and do the exact same thing to because his forgiveness is endless. That's what we taught to kind of keep us in this perpetual state unrighteousness, I would say. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that. We're already, 10 minutes in, but I feel like, I always want to be transparent. I don't trust men, I don't trust women that are not willing to be transparent. I'm able to speak what I'm saying because I've lived it. I've been sacrificial. And that sacrifice has been received from above. And that's why I've been able to receive my sons back. So check it out, family. We're going to talk about, what do you want? What do you want? We all got desires. We all have hopes. We all have aspirations. But where did you get those wants, hopes, and aspirations from? Because many of us, we come into the Israelite tradition, we wake up to our identity. Now we know who we are. And then we start down on this path that we think is pleasing to the Most High. And I'm not saying that it isn't. What I'm saying is, are the things that you want able to be vetted according to the scripture? Because if you ask the average person, what do they want? They may say, well, I want to please the Most High. I want to please the Most High God. I want to go to heaven, which, you know, yeah. They may say, or if you ask an Israelite, they may say, I want to make it to the kingdom. Cool. That's an honorable thing. That's beautiful. But where are you doing what is prerequisite to that desire, to have that want, that need to be fulfilled? That's the question. Are you going about it according to your own beliefs or your own thoughts? Like, how are you going about trying to achieve what you say that you want? And if we look at this, because it's imperative for us, family, we got to look at this through the lens of scripture, because we all want something. And it's so important that we listen to those that are above us, listen to those that have come for us for a righteous example of what we need, what we want, and to get that validated. And I've asked things from the Most High. I've asked things, and a lot of times He did not do that thing that I was requesting. Because we grew up in church. I grew up in church, man. You name a denomination, I did it. I grew up apostolic Pentecostal. I done went to the Baptist church. I went to Catholic school. I did the non-denominational. I did all of that. So I do understand Christianity, and one of the main tenets that they teach is that of forgiveness, that you can, go about things and live a life of sin, and the Father will forgive you. But also, they teach you that if you just that it's life and death in the power of the tongue. I know that y'all heard this before, and it's not to say that that's not accurate. It's not to say that that's not true. There is life and death in the power of the tongue. However, could you be speaking something, trying to bring something to pass that the Most High is keeping from you as an act of mercy? Maybe it's His mercy that He's keeping said thing from you because you're not able to handle it. I use the example often where if I give my 14-year-old son the keys to my truck right now, it will be a curse. He can't handle it. I mean, he'll be wrapped around a tree before he leave the driveway. Would not make it, might be in the ditch. It's too much power. It's too big for him. But if I were to give him those same keys when he's 19, 20, 21, and he has a little more experience, he has gone through, got his learner's permit and his driver's license. Now that will be a blessing to him. Oftentimes, the Father is waiting us to get our learner's permit. He's waiting for us to get our license to do or to receive the very thing that we want from Him. But maybe we haven't earned it yet. So just consider that in your confessions, in your belief, in the things that you're saying, that maybe it may be from the Most High in His mercy that He's keeping these things from us, right? Hold on 1 second, family. Let me send this. Let me say something in the chat. Boom, boom. All right. So let's just run down a couple of things that generally what people say what they want when you ask them, when you come to the tradition, when you wake up, you ask them, well, what do you want? One of the first things they say is, I want to please the Most High. Good. How do you please the Most High? Well, I'm going to keep the commandments. I'm going to keep the feast days. I'm going to, rock the garments that I'm supposed to rock. I'm going to look the part because that makes some people feel a little more connected. I get it. I got many, many, cultural garments. I'm a fan of a tunic and a caftan, African tribal garments. Man, I'm a fan of all of that. But that does not make me an Israelite. That's the outer cup. See, we got to focus on washing the inner cup. And that's what I'm going to get to in a minute when we talk about what are we doing to please the Most High. You say I want to please him, but you're going to keep the commandments. So let's just run through a couple of those. First of all, now you're ready to Shema, you ready to hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. You with that? Okay. You're going to put him first. You're going to love him with all your heart, mind, soul, strength, might, power, duty, responsibility, integrity, all those things, right? That's what you're going to do for the Most High. Excellent choice. You should do that. I'm going to move on to number two. You're not going to bow down to any graven images. Check. Not going to do that. I'm not going to take the name of Yahuwah Elohim in vain. Check. Not going to do that. And that means I'm not going to make his name or the weight, the covenant that my fathers had as light. If I'm going to carry his name and say that I represent him, that can't be a light thing. Invoking him cannot just be this common thing, this light thing that really means nothing. It should cause you to live a certain way, to operate a certain way, to engage with his children, with his sons, with his daughters. You have to engage them a certain way. Why? Because we have a common father. And if I do something to hurt one of these little ones, to hurt one of his, he gonna get me. I'm gonna be the one in trouble. So I can't take his name light. I can't take what he's told me as a light, as something that's unimportant. Boom. We progressing to the fourth commandment. We're gonna remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Awesome. You should do that. You should not be out. Well, I'm not gonna, just remember the Sabbath, guard it. It's good to do good on the Sabbath, assemble if you can, do all those things. And it will be well with you. Guard it and keep it Kodesh, keep it holy. It's different than any other day, right? Boom, let's move forward. Fifth commandment. Now it's time to honor our fathers and our mothers. And I just want to park there for a minute in terms of honoring our father and our mother. And I had a conversation with someone where they said, well, doesn't matter if someone says honor your mother and your father. Well, I would say yes, it does matter because that's the sequence in which the Most High ordered it. He doesn't do anything by mistakes. There's no coincidence, there's no mistakes. Everything that he says is deliberate. The scripture says that not one jot or tittle of this word is going to pass away. It's all there for a reason. The thing about the order in which it's stated, it speaks to the order and the priority in which we have to give it. And it's not that one is more important than the other, it's just a sequence. So you honor your father. Why? because the Most High came and he established patriarchy in the earth. That was the first priesthood. Adam, he was married, he had a wife, and they produced children, and he taught his ways, the ways that he received from above to his family. That was the very first priesthood, and that was wrapped in patriarchy. So it's important that the fathers, that the men, that you are able to teach and to speak to your family, to speak life to your family, to be able to to protect and to provide for your family. All those things are essential. And when you do that for your family won't have a problem with honoring you. You should be the most. I'm just speaking to fathers. You know, the Honorable Dr. Murray has taught us that patriarchs who you do come first in terms of order, but that comes with a weight. It's not a light thing. So now you have to be the first one that repents. You got to be the first one that's on your face to pray. You got to be the first one that's up in the morning, making sure that things are done right, connecting with the Father. The one that is the most sacrificial, the most obedient to the scriptures, that reads the scriptures the most, and then exemplifies and models those things. The most patient, the most loving, the most kind. We got to do that. I didn't say it was easy. It's a struggle sometimes. Sometimes, man, your family will push your buttons. But here's the beautiful thing. Let me give you the other side of this. Is that when you do that for your father and for your mother, when you honor them, you earn that same honor and submission from those that serve you from your family. And I want to tell you that it has nothing to do with whether or not they are in the Israelite tradition or if they are in the truth. Because I've had conversations with brothers. I talked to them and they felt that because their father may still be following a different belief system, that somehow they don't have to honor that person, or somehow they are better than that person. And I'm not trying to, be vulgar, but I really just had to get the brother's attention. And I said, brother, how could you be greater than him when he sat on you? You literally were a seed that came from him. And now the tree or the branch is trying to say that it's greater than a root. I don't think so. So when you go about dishonoring your father or your mother because they may have a different belief system, maybe you feel like they're not deserving of my submission. And submission just means I'm going to get under, sub that mission. I'm going to support that mission. I'm going to get underneath it and undergird it. Why? Not because of them, because the Most High told me to. The Father told me to do that. And it doesn't matter if whether or not you feel they deserve it or not. And here's another point. My life changed dramatically when I was taught that you have to stop judging your parents. Stay in a position of a child. Stop judging them. Listen to people who judge their parents, that judge their father, that judge their mother. Oh, they was wrong. Now, let me tell you, my father was a street dude. He was a hustler. My father, at one point in time, he was a pimp. Straight up. Not one of those fake. No. He was that. And that's the stock that I came from. But there came a time where I had to stop judging my father. And I said, you know what? I find no fault. He did what he did based on the information that he had and made the choices that he had to make. He did enough to get me here. Bless you. I love you. I'm always going to be there for you. Ain't no, well, he got to work his way up. Nope. The father told me to do it. I'm going to do it. And that's a blessing to me. And what that did was immediately, some of y'all brothers called me and y'all like, man, what did you do to get your sons to submit to you and to be under your hand? I did this. I stopped finding fault in my father. I stopped finding fault in my mother. I stopped trying to execute judgment to say, well, they was wrong about this. How dare they do this? I ain't like the way that they talk to me. Nah, I find no fault. If that's what you want to do, hey, bless you. Love you, Abba. Love you, Iman. You need anything? I'm here for you. When you do that, it's like you earn that. It's like a bank deposit. You deposit that into your account and the Father is seeing it. So then that which has come from you will begin to display the very same characteristics and nature that you were able to display. They see it. I've said this before. This is not a new thing. I kind of get excited about it because this is the key. Stop finding fault in your parents. I asked you, what do you want? If you have unforgiveness, if you find fault with your parents, it's going to be very, very difficult to get what you want from the Most High. Why? Because you're breaking the fifth commandment. You're not honoring them. So if he gives you everything that you wanted, it would be him denying himself by denying the order that he put in place. So we all just got to eat some humble pie, especially if your parents are still alive. Honor them, forgive them, pray for them, help them. I love what Sirach says, that your father's dishonor is no honor to you. Oh, I'm glad that nigga give him what he deserved. What? That's where you came from. So by you looking at your parents negatively and judging them, the ones that came from you, they looking at you like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I can't wait to get away from this Negro. I'm done with all this Israelite stuff. I'm done with it. I'm finished. I can't wait to go off to school, to move out the house so I can participate in what he's kept me from. I'm telling you, this is the way that it works, family. If you want your children to submit to you, you want your children to honor you, then pay it forward. Honor your father, honor your mother. Maybe your mother didn't make all the right choices in your book, but she did enough. She got you here. You weren't a miscarriage and she didn't abort you. Hallelujah. She didn't abort you. That even through everything that you've gone through, you're still here. You still got a chance. So when you forgive her, that increases the likelihood and the chances for you being successful in the things of the Most High. Because maybe they didn't deserve it, but you still gave it. Oh, that's somebody whose heart is right with the Most High. When you love him like that, you ain't got no problem with loving your parents like that. How can you say you love the Father but you have not seen? But you dislike your father and your mother that you do see. You dislike your brother that you do see. Come on, man. Don't get that spooky. It don't work that way. Hey, shalom, shalom, Moray, shalom, Amir. Blessings to your house, man. Um, so I just needed to park right there because it's so important for you in order to get what you want. You have to do these things. Maybe it's easy. Like, no, I ain't finna murder nobody. No, I ain't finna murder. I'm not finna sleep with another man's wife. Boom, not a big deal. I'm cool. I'm not gonna steal. If it's not mine, I don't want it. I'm not gonna bear false witness. I'm not gonna be walking around lying. I despise a liar. Oh man, it just almost make my skin crawl. I'm not finna covet. We went over that a week or so ago. I'm not gonna covet nothing that's my neighbor's. Not his house, not his ass, not his woman, nothing. So now you're rocking in the Ten Commandments. You're doing those things, but now you're like, well, what's next? What's next? I still got some wants. I still got some desires that may not be explicitly stated where the scriptures are against those things that you want. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be, let's just say, successful. But now you got to look at it and say, huh, what is success? Yeah, I want success. I want to make, a certain, I want to make money. I want to do these things. I want to be successful at business. Like, I'm a jewelry designer. I want to be a successful jewelry designer. Cool. Are you willing to put forth what's necessary to receive those things? Or are you just going about it, well, I'm just going to have faith? Are you trying to be excellent at everything that you do? Yeah, I hope you guys like the set. Um, Hope y'all like. I had to change the setup. We was rocking at a different level of the house, and the reception was just really poor. So I had to change it up. I may change it up again. We kind of fluid, and also I'll be going on the road, doing a little bit of traveling. So we gonna keep it going because I feel the need to just continue to share this go lightly perspective on y'all. Is that all right? Is that all right, family? Can I keep sharing? On. So, what do you want? The other thing that people tend to say in terms of what do you want, what they want, and I'm speaking to the culture right now. When we talk about being successful, I really want you guys. I need a light for live streaming. I got a light. Is it too dark, Tam? Is that what you're saying? I got a light in my face. I could I could brighten it up a little bit. All right, I got it. It looks good. I Mikael Kwam, appreciate you, Key. Hey Tam, don't I think you don't understand that your brother just kind of chocolate. That's all it is. I'm just kind of I'm on a darker spectrum of things. Hey, that's kind of contradictory because that's funny. Me and my wife, we had a conversation about when women said they wanted somebody tall, dark, and handsome, and I said, man, I ain't tall and I ain't dark, but yeah, I might have one of the three. But anyway, hey, shalom, shalom, Yirmiyahu. Blessings to you, man. Blessings. But let's get back to it. What do you want? I know that, many people say that they want to keep the commandments. That's good. But then you got to ask yourself, which ones are you keeping? And I want to read this real quick and I'm going to be done because it's so important that when we look at the commandments, this is one thing that we focus on. Y'all know what do I talk about? I talk about family. Please get Tamala. Please get her. She on Facebook. She on Facebook. She said I don't have the other one either. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. Uh, that's my sister, y'all. But anyway, I talk about family, And it's, because family is the cornerstone of building a strong tribe and having a nation. I hear many people espouse nation building, and that's what they want. We want to be a strong nation. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you can't just jump to nation, even if you have grocery stores, a hospital, um, uh, agriculture, different industries. That still doesn't make you a nation. Because what the Father did with us is what the Father did with us is He had tribes. The 12 tribes make up the one nation. And after that, if you go another level deep, you may have clans within those tribes. And then within those clans, you have families. And that's just the really granular aspect of what it is. So and a lot of people, they want family. And you should. You should want family. Family is a beautiful thing. But are you ready for family? Do you know what it means according to the narrative that the Most High gave us? I'm not talking about the narrative that has been given to us in Western society. I don't think in terms of Western society. I don't. I told y'all this. And I may say some things that may be kind of shocking, may be like, oh, Hodge, you're going too far. It don't take all that. Well, maybe not for you. And I accept that. However, trying to tell another person what's necessary in their house is something that I won't do. Typically, what I'll do is I'll just say, hey, you may want to consider this, family. Consider this. So ask yourself, if I want family, what type of family do I want? If I want sons, what type of sons do I want? What type of daughters do I want? How am I going to get it? What type of wife do I want? What kind of husband do I want? Are you preparing yourself to receive those things? Are you educating yourself? Are you trying to get a profession? What is your profession, man? Is it something that can be passed down from generation to generation? What will your family, what will your house be known for? That's a good question. I can't tell you what that is. But please just consider that. It's a lot of women that are unmarried in the culture. I look out, at a lot of these assemblies, packed out, full of women, single, younger, older, and oftentimes there's not a plan in place to begin to help them to become wives. And that's unfortunate. But I'll continue to pray. My wife and I will continue to share what the Father has given us to try to assist in any way possible because we know what we got. And I thank the Most High that I got a good thing. And I ain't trying to mess up my good thing. So, what do you want? Are you preparing yourself to be what you say that you want? That's a really good question. Are you preparing yourself? How do you know you're preparing yourself? Because a lot of people think, hey, I'm good. Do you have anyone that's above you that has fruit in an area that can begin to vet whether or not you're in a good place to be able to receive said thing? Is that intact? Can it be looked at critically? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to elevate? Or do you have these because we all got trauma. And sometimes trauma prevents people from being able to move into the culture at a certain rate. It prevents them from really lining up with what the Most High said that He wants for His people versus what we're comfortable with, that we become comfortable with in the dominant society. That's a question. Do you want to be compatible with what the Father says, or do you want to be comfortable? Many people just want to be comfortable. Being comfortable doesn't require any change. And change is necessary because if you're not changing, then it's almost idolatrous because you feel like there's nothing that you need to improve on because the God in your mind has told you that you're good versus the God of the Bible has said, well, there's none good. The God of the Bible has told us that we need to be transformed and have our minds renewed. Why? Because we think like Romans. You think like a Hellenized Greek. You think like an American. Most of the ideas and philosophies, theology that you have, you've gotten from the dominant society. Yes or no? Am I right or wrong? So even what you say you want is what the enemy has told you that you should desire. It's what the system has told you that you should value, keep close, drive for, proceed after, go for it. Where'd you get that from? Because if you were in a different society, you would not have those thoughts. And I'm not saying that everything that having ambition, having drive, wanting certain things is automatically wrong. I'm not trying to live a pauper's life. I'm trying to walk out and be wealthy where I want to be a good man. What does the scripture say about a good man? It says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, which means I need to have some money. I need to have some gold, some silver, some land, something that I can pass on that will outlast me. That's what we talking about. So don't tell me that everybody got to take a vow of poverty. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because that's not my assignment. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. I know what I don't know, but you know what you want. And we talked about, is it what the Father wants you to have, which is key. But a more mature perspective on this family that I would love for you to consider is that you have to want what the Father wants for you. When you're able to not want as much, but to be content, I didn't say complacent, content with what he's already dealt out to you. Be thankful, grateful, wholly joyous for the things that he's already distributed to you, allocated to you. It's yours. Nobody can have it. Embrace that, and then the Father will give you more. Because I talk to, my family about dealing with disappointment. You're only disappointed when what you wanted did not manifest, when it didn't come to pass, when the Father did not do it, and you had an alternative notion about what should be or what could have been. And then you get angry, you attach emotion to what you may feel like is rejection. You're disappointed. But when you learn to want what he wants, he said that when you delight yourself in him, take joy in it. I'm taking joy in what the Father has showed, even in regards to the text, how I should structure my family. I take joy in it. He said, man, you the head. Okay, boom. But I got to take that on the chin, which means I got to get up a little bit earlier. I'm going to have to go to bed later in order to be what I've been called to be. Yeah, I can do those things. It's easy to want to be shout out to Baba Sekou. Baba Sekou said, you got to do what's vital for the title. You want to be the head? Okay, do what's necessary for that title. Do those things. Delight in it. And when you delight yourself in him, then he will give you the desires of your heart. Because those desires are a righteous thing. They're connected to him versus, I want that. I like to have that new, or that nice Ferrari 550 Maranello. Yeah. In cranberry with the carbon fiber. Yep. I like to have that new R1 with the twin cam. Yeah, that biplane engine. Yeah, I want that. You see what I'm saying? I want to have that big mansion with the swimming pool. I want to have the crazy theater system. Not saying that anything is wrong with that, but is it out of sequence? Are you trying to prioritize something that the Father may never give you? And if he doesn't give it to you, how is that going to make you feel? Why do you want what you want? See, we got to get back to the basics, man. Back to the basics. So, man, I've been on for about 45 minutes. And I want to tell y'all thank you because this is important to me. I could be doing a lot of things with my time, but it's because I know that I got a different perspective and the elder has asked me to share. I believe in families. I believe that this is a way for us to get back in power. I believe that if we link arms in families, man, if you got a strong family, what kind of man do you have to be for your family to follow after you, to do the things that you've asked them to do the things that you have commanded them to do? What you mean command? Go back and read, what the Father said about Abraham, his friend. Shall I hide this thing from Abraham, seeing that he shall become a great and mighty nation? For I know him that he'll command his family after him, teaching them the way of Yah. Are you doing that? So what kind of man do you have to be to command your family after you? To tell your sons you need to be celibate. You ain't getting no more action. And not only that, I'm going to give you a wife. Whew. What kind of man do you got to be? What kind of man do you have to be for your daughter to say, I'm going to let my father pick my husband for me? What kind of man do you got to be? What kind of woman do you have to be to submit to a man like that? And know that he deserves you being in support of his mission because it's a righteous one. And that what he does is what he does. He ain't got to check in with you to get permission. What kind of man? What kind of woman? Oh, it hit different. It hit different. We talking tribal. We talking cultural. I'm not talking this Western. I'm not a Roman. Y'all not finna lock me into that happy wife, happy life. You're not locking me into that. Now my wife's happy. But I'm not going to step down from the positionality that the Most High gave me just because she don't like it. You can't do that, man. We gotta please the Father. That's what you have to want. And that occurs even in the household, in the family, y'all. In the family. So, that's my little bit. If somebody would like to come on, if somebody had a point that they would like to share, to expound on, I'll open it up for that reason. I see you guys on Facebook. Any questions? What do you want? Because a lot of people say that I know what I want, but when you begin to really interrogate it, it's uncertain and foggy at best. Foggy at best. Any questions? Any questions? I'm in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Y'all talk to me. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Is there any questions before I tap out? Anybody want to come on? I'll even bring somebody on camera. That's how about it I am in sharing my perspective because that's the thing about it. I'm not trying to try to tell anybody that I'm right. I'm just sharing my perspective, y'all. That's connected to the ancient path of our ancestors. So you ask me, what do I want? I ask y'all, what do you want? That's what I want. I want to think like my fathers, be like them, have a family like them, big family, huge, where they like, man, that Go Lightly clan, them Go Lightlies, man, it's, whew, boy, it's a bunch of them and they stick together. Y'all know how it is, man. I grew up in the projects. Man, you mess with some of them Johnsons, you got to fight everybody. Everybody coming out. They got butcher knives, they got bats, they got all that. All right, family. Love y'all. Appreciate you. May the Most High bless you and strengthen you. Ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want and why do I want it? And if it's a righteous thing. If not, let's make some changes. What you say, G? Yeah, them heralds. Yeah, man. You have to fight all them heralds. There was a bunch of them. Family fights. All right, family. The Most High bless you. I'm done. I'm done. Let me find some outro music. I think I'm going out with my brother Elanel. Think I'm going out with Lorvins. Doom, to doom, doom. Mm-mm. Hey, Shalom family. Hey, like and share this video. Yo, even if you disagree, let's have a conversation. Please like, share the video. Please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. The Go Lightly Perspective. We build and we move in. This segment was sponsored by houseofdaweed.com. All right, Sister Kim, let me read that comment before we get out of here. I appreciate you. I try to engage with the people. Toda, I see y'all on Facebook. It says, I want to learn. Cover myself. Yeah, to display. That's the key. You got to model it. And when you model it, when you model it, when you model it, it's like you earn it. It's like money in the bank, family. That's what I keep telling people. Model it. Stop trying to get it from them if you're not doing it. Stop trying to get submission, being virtuous, being patient, being loving, being kind, being gentle and meek. Show it. See, so many times we just spit scriptures at people. I say it right there. See, it say it right there. Okay, well, if you say it, then you do it. You do it. You want to be a virtuous woman? Of course you do. Certain things you got to do. Getting rid of that feminism, that Western mindset is key. I always take y'all back to, not always, but I mean, that book of Ruth. Hey, man, throw out that old culture. Throw it out for this Israelite culture. Hey, I want to be like Sarah. Sarah called her husband Adon. Sarah called her husband Lord. Sarah went into Egypt with Abraham. Abraham said, hey, tell them you my sister. She didn't fuss, fight, argue, bicker. Okay, I'll do it. Took her into Pharaoh's house, and she wasn't there for one night. But she trusted her husband. She trusted the God that her husband was in covenant with. She trusted. How many got understands that? Okay, well, this Let me stop. I'm gonna go somewhere. Let me stop. I'm gonna keep going because it's a deeper level of understanding of the way that Mama Sarah responded to that in obedience. Because they said, "Hey, it could have been a light thing. She could have lain with me, and it would have been a light thing." Anyway, I'm done. Javaris Toda for joining. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. Blessings to your house. I'm out. I will be back on, what's today? Tuesday? I'll be back on Thursday. Thursday and Friday. Back on, and I'll drop the topic because I got to do it. Shalom. Blessings to your house. Let's end that stream. All right, let's end that. Bless y'all.